Hello there, kia ora, and welcome to the last news update for 2024. Residents of Auckland's Muriwai Beach have created memorial artwork out of the remains of homes destroyed by Cyclone Gabriel in 2022. Every Saturday, locals have been meeting at the Muriwai Surf Club and using materials salvaged from unlivable Category 3 properties to create community art pieces that are being cited as a way to help rebuild the community, which tragically lost two firefighters in the weather event. The final sculpture will be 5 or 6 columns up to 4 metres high, covered with unique mosaics made by community members with items salvaged from their homes in the aftermath of the cyclone. Work is already underway for the sculpture pieces to be placed next to the Muriwai Ranger Station, with most of it expected to be unveiled in time for the February anniversary of the cyclone. In Ruakaka, the Department of Conservation is praising community members who came together with no notice to help care for and refloat a pod of 50 pilot whales, especially the support given by local iwi Patuharakiki, who led the efforts with what Doc is calling an amazing example of genuine care and affection for the animals. While 3 adults and 1 calf couldn't be saved, the rest of the pod were successfully refloated and returned to the ocean, and the area has been continually monitored since then by both Doc and local iwi. Australia's Macquarie Dictionary, the longest running dictionary of Australian English, has selected its word of the year for 2024. The winner? Enshittification, which is a slang term for gradual deterioration of products and services brought about by a reduction of quality. Other words considered included sigma, over-tourism, and raw dogging. If you want to use the term in a sentence, you could say, because of enshittification on Twitter, you'll find me on Blue Sky. In Kirikiriroa, Hamilton this week, the city played host to one of the region's most well-known artists. Neil Finn, who along with the rest of Crowded House, seen here not in a house or anywhere crowded, performed to a huge crowd after taking a dig at sovereign citizen-aligned Hamilton City Councillor Andrew Bidder. In an effort to fill empty seats near the front of the stage, Neil Finn encouraged people to come and sit there, and then took a jab at Bidder. Well, maybe jab is the wrong word for someone so against vaccines, but they laughed as they said it, and they hoped that they weren't Bidder's seats. According to people close to the Finns, they are unimpressed with Bidder's refusal to apologise for using ableist slurs to denigrate the disabled community, and wanted to use the opportunity to make sure their views were heard. Bidder was in the audience of the show, but, well, we were never going to reach out for comment and give him a platform. A po from a marae on the east coast that was washed away during Cyclone Gabriel 2 years ago, this week washed ashore 75 kilometres from its original home. Iwi are saying that this is an auspicious event that's lifting the wairua of local iwi, calling it a sign of life for the people of Tangoeo Marae, where it was taken from by storm surges. Experts believe the damage from its time at sea is minimal, and the Rongo Mai Wahine should be easily returned to her former glory before being returned to her home at the marae. Alt-right commentator Candace Owens, seen here being told that she was too controversial for a Donald Trump rally, has had her visa application for New Zealand denied by Immigration New Zealand. INZ pointed to a rule that states a visa can be denied if another country has already denied entry, and Owens was denied entry to Australia earlier this year, where their government said Australia would be better off if Owens was elsewhere. Owens has made claims like George Soros paid for the death of George Floyd, called Disney groomers for opposing Florida's Don't Say Gay bill, and that parents who took children to drag queen storytime needed to have their children removed, and that trans people were drugging children. So clearly exactly the sort of person that the Free Speech Union and the worst people on the internet are going to have a tantrum about and say should be allowed in the country right about now. Ooh. Disney's Moana 2 made history with its release here in Aotearoa this week, becoming the first Disney film to be released simultaneously in both English and an Indigenous language anywhere in the world. The Te Reo cast are reportedly to have said Mihi Mai Rā, or
So, what I believe you were trying to say is thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
to audiences who have already gone to see the film. And finally, organisers of a King Country event have sent me a letter begging me not to go to their music festival. The festival in February will be held on a 200-hectare horse training ground with a river, waterfall, and swimming spot running through the grounds, as musicians perform across 2 stages and 3 festival zones. The event, called Naked in the Trees, that might explain why I was asked not to go, is very much adult only, and clothing is optional. But organisers stress that attendees should not feel pressured to partake in anything that they're not comfortable with. And if they wanted to just relax in the water listening to music, they'll be as welcome as those who may want to use the Explorer Zone staffed by consent guardians. And that is the final news update of 2024. Well, this type of news update. There's bound to be lots of news happening, but for now, this is the last news update that I'll be doing for 2024. So, thank you very much for watching, and have a fantastic year.